And then for YouTube, can I say 500 by the
Yeah,
end of the year? 500 by the end of the year.
that would be a really good Christmas present.
A really good Christmas present would be 100K by the end of the year, but I don't think that's
Oh yeah.
obtainable. We need to actually have a good intro for once, and you know,
Oh no. Oh
we
no.
normally don't.
Love that. Oh, okay.
I wasn't kidding
Hey
when I said I was
guys.
gonna start recording.
Love that. Thanks. Appreciate it. Y'all get a good view of my dresser. And I guess me.
I don't,
But
can't be
rude.
bothered.
All right. Love that. All right. Yeah, let's take a water break.
Alright, guys, episode 22. That's crazy. We've almost been doing this for almost half a year now. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So wait, now I gotta do the math. Hold on.
When did we made our first one at the end of May for a month?
Four more episodes till we've hit half after this.
Oh, slay.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So yeah, don't
Yes.
forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on our post notifications. Check the links down below in the description because we have our social medias linked on that. Don't forget, we are doing a giveaway on Twitter, which hopefully I'll remember to go out and get this week so that way we can actually do it since we hit 50 followers. So our next goal should be
50.
okay, cool.
Because that gives us, yeah,
And then
get us to
for
150.
but we will be doing our giveaway for our Twitter followers. I promise. I'm getting to that. So head over to our Twitter and follow our Twitter so that way we can keep growing and do another giveaway once we hit 150 followers. And we're close to our YouTube goal right now. We are at 89, I believe, and we're trying to get to 100. But if we hit 500 by the end of the year, we'll up our giveaway. So we'll do this giveaway for 100. Once we hit 100, we'll do that giveaway. And then we will do another one if we hit 500 by the end of the year. Even better if you meet it by the end of November. Glad I went over that. Now we can continue.
To the video. For two stupid statistics, per usual. What's up first is the Washington Commanders traveled to Baltimore in brand new buses with suites. Really nice buses. They're like first class buses.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like, how many can they fit in there? That's my question. Like, how long is this bus? Are we taking multiple buses so that we can do this?
I think they take like at least 3 would be my guess. I've seen 2, but it could also be more than 2, depending on how many people per bus, you know?
Okay. Fine. All right. And then the Cleveland Browns are 0-26 on last 26 third downs with Deshaun Watson.
Back
That's
to last
rough.
week's episode where I said about their offense being the most expensive offense in the NFL, and here they are sucking. Like, this should be a major red flag. You should not be 0-26 on third downs. That's really, really bad.
Definitely. Yeah. We're just gonna leave that there for y'all to think on. And then we have, is it Mauricio Coach becomes the 8th different coach that Christian Pulisic has played for in his USMNT career. This does not include the interim managers and more than any other player in team history.
That does include interim managers.
Yes, it does. I'm so sorry. Moving on. You can yell at me in the comments. It's okay. And then we have Rafael Nadal has announced he will retire from tennis at the end of the year. Finishes his career with 22 Grand Slams, including 14 French Open titles. That's pretty impressive.
I would say that I would know how impressive that is, but I don't watch tennis, so I'm gonna pretend like I know how important that is. But I know that Nadal is pretty prominent in tennis, so it's a big loss for the sport, I guess. I don't know.
And then we have Brian Thomas Jr. is currently the fastest player in the NFL at 22.15 miles per hour. That means he's faster than Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Devon, I don't want to say his last name wrong.
I believe it's A-Chain.
Okay. Also would have been the fastest speed of any player in 2022 and 2021 play. Alrighty. Now we're to the NBA. Danny Green announced his retirement from the NBA after 15 seasons, one of 4 players in the NBA history to win a championship with 3 different teams.
I wish I could tell you who the other 3 players are, but I don't know who they are. I think one of them's LeBron.
Tell us in the comments.
Wait, that might not be right.
And then our first look is gonna Google it. We're gonna continue. The first look at Klay Thompson in a Dallas Maverick jersey after signing with the Mavs. What are you doing?
I'm looking it up.
Okay, and then Dante DiVincenzo.
I was right. LeBron is one of them, along with Robert Horry and John Saley.
Interesting. And then, oh my gosh.
You were there.
Okay, I'm gonna restate this because clearly I can. DiVincenzo. Okay. Dante DiVincenzo and Knicks head coach got heated after seeing each other after a preseason game in DiVincenzo's first game back in New York after getting traded. Love that. I'm doing great. Okay. Now we're to the NFL. And I'm going to read through the scores like I usually do. You good?
Yeah, there was a little fuzzy thing.
Here are the scores. The 49ers beat the Seahawks 36-24. Bears beat the Jaguars 35-16. The Buccaneers beat the Saints 51-27. Ravens beat the Commanders 30-23. Packers beat the Cardinals 34-13. Colts beat the Titans 20-17. Texans beat the Patriots 41-21. Eagles beat the Browns 20-16. Chargers beat the Broncos 23-16. Steelers beat the Raiders 32-13. Falcons beat the Panthers 38-20. Lions beat the Cowboys 47-9. Bengals beat the Giants 17-7. And the Bills versus the Jets are tomorrow night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. And can we just talk for a second about the Bengals and the Giants? That was rough.
Sure.
That's all I have to say.
That was more than rough. Literally, I mean, it got to halftime and I'm pretty sure it was 7-0, and I was like, why? Why am I watching this Sunday night? Why? But that's what happens when they don't want to give up the TV rights.
But, I mean, we all know the Panthers suck. The Bengals just, what was going on today for them? Like, sometimes they suck too, but anyways. Moving on.
The Lions and their running back, David Montgomery, have agreed to a 2-year, $18.25 million extension. So your reaction just says it all. Jets holdout edge rusher Haason Reddick. His fines have now increased to over, the total number of his fines have surpassed $5 million in NFL mandated fines. So, he's at $800K per game, and now he should probably be almost at 6 million right now. 5 million was for last week. This week should be almost up to 6 mil in fines. Just fines.
I feel like at some point, they just need to tell him, yo, or maybe have a therapy session. Like, what's going on?
Well, like, the thing is, he's a really good player, so they're not gonna, like, just cut him and let him go. So they're gonna try and get something for him. It's just a matter of who wants to trade for this guy. All right, and then the Patriots and the Saints both announced that their rookie quarterbacks will start this week. So we saw starts out of Drake May and Spencer Rattler. The Saints lost. They did come back, but then they let the Buccaneers score like 27 unanswered points in the second half, so they kind of fell apart. And then the Patriots, I heard that the reffing on that game was like iffy, so I'm not so sure how many points should have been awarded either way, but the Patriots did end up losing. But Demario Douglas scored his first NFL touchdown. For those of you who don't know, that is a Liberty grad, and we both went to Liberty, so we're excited to see that he scored his first touchdown. You're wearing your Liberty. And then, so the Jets fired their head coach, Robert Saleh, this past week. So they actually had him escorted out of their building in front of the team. So that's a dumpster organization right there. But an interesting little tidbit of information for you all. So Saleh actually made his coaching debut against Sam Darnold and the Panthers, and the result of that game was a loss. And then Saleh's last game as a head coach was a loss to Sam Darnold and the Vikings. So Sam Darnold haunts this man. It's just funny to think about. And then some notable players.
Him as a ghost.
Haunts this guy. This past Wednesday, some notable players that got placed on injury reserve include Texans wide receiver Nico Collins, Jaguars wide receiver Devin Duvernay, Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland, and Dolphins defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, and of course the 49ers safety, who I'm not even going to bother pronouncing the name because I'm afraid that I'm going to absolutely butcher it. But I can tell you he has torn ligaments in his wrist, and that's why he's going on injury reserve. An update on Rashee Rice's injury. So it's not as bad as they initially thought. He doesn't have any. They're saying that it's not anything to do with his ACL or his MCL. It's just his LCL that needs repaired, apparently. So that's good. He's expected to make a full recovery. But then our sad little tidbit here is Lions defensive end Aiden Hutchinson. He ended up getting carted off the field in their win over the Cowboys. It was later announced by head coach Dan Campbell that it was a broken tibia, and they actually rushed him into immediate surgery. So, thoughts and prayers to Aiden Hutchinson. And then, just a random little tidbit here that going back to our stupid statistics and the Browns. So the team leading scorer has 2 touchdowns. Guess who it is? It's some defensive back. Rodney McLeod is tied with 2 touchdowns for the team lead. Like, a defensive player is tied with an offensive player for scoring touchdowns. moving over to soccer. So, like we said last week, it's an international window, so there's no club games being played. But club does come back this weekend, so I'm ready. I'm hyped. But as for the international window, I would say the scores of every single game, but I'm just not that invested in every single international team, so that's not happening. But I can tell you Germany won 2-1 over Bosnia and Herzegovina, and my boys, USMNT, won 2-0 over Panama. So the goals were scored by Yunus Musa and Ricardo Pepi. Musa's goal was an AC Milan goal, so Christian Pulisic assisted it. Both the AC Milan guys got on that, and that was in the 49th minute. And then Haji Wright set up Ricardo Pepi in added time, so 90 plus 4. So that was great. I just want to talk a little bit about the lineup because I wasn't necessarily expecting this lineup. Aiden Morris and Buzio. Sorry, I don't remember his first name. I know it starts with a G. Aiden Morris and Buzio in the midfield pairing, and then Musa was on the wing. Well, I don't agree that Musa is a winger, so I was a little bit surprised by that because I feel like he does better in the midfield, being able to roam. But then Morris and Buzio, I was like, these guys barely have any caps. But like, everyone's been pushing apparently for Morris to start. But honestly, I don't even think that he played very good. Like, and I was saying this to you last night, he just kept losing balls and misplaying passes. And I was like, this is just not, I don't know, it's not what I'm used to seeing, like, compared to, like,
Yeah.
I mean, Weston McKennie never really had, like, a perfect game. Same with Tyler Adams. But I just felt like there was a lot of misplayed passes from Morris, and I just wasn't really a fan of that. Buzio, I felt like he was a little bit more quieter on the ball. He didn't really make a lot of an influence on the gameplay per se, but that's just my take. It just seemed, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that we were actually pressuring the ball and using the width, but I low-key felt like our wingers are just all the way up and we're leaving a big gap. But I understand that that's how Poch wants them to play, and I'm not gonna take away from that because I'm happy that we have a good quality head coach here. So I was just a little surprised with how he started, especially because Weston McKennie didn't start, but he was on the bench. But Poch came out later after the game and said that they didn't want to risk it. And then earlier today, it was actually announced that him and Christian and a couple other players weren't traveling for the Mexico game because our next game is on Tuesday against Mexico, at Mexico. So we'll see how that goes. But they just don't want to risk any injuries. And you know what? I agree with that because we need them playing at club consistently and we don't want to send them back injured. Sorry, I'm like hiccuping while I'm trying to do that. Moving over to F1, it's race week.
And my phone just like
it's race week.
Buzzed or something.
Oh well, it wasn't me.
Finally. I feel like I've been depressed, but then I realized I just didn't have F1 in my life.
Is a triple header. So first race week this weekend, it's gonna be at Austin, another US race, and then we'll head to Mexico City for the Mexico GP, and then we'll head to Brazil. So it's also rumored, I think it's actually been confirmed, I don't know, I saw this a while ago, that Mercedes is bringing a significant upgrade to Austin. But Mercedes isn't the only team bringing upgrades because I believe McLaren's also bringing upgrades. So it'll be interesting to see what upgrades are happening.
Nice. Slay. We love an upgrade. But I feel like didn't the last time Mercedes do an upgrade it didn't work out?
With the floor at Monza? I don't know if that's correct.
I think so, yeah.
I feel like it was definitely
Okay,
their
moving
floor.
on.
It might have been their floor or their front wing, one of the two. I remember seeing stuff about both.
Okay, so I guess we'll see what happens in Austin, Texas. Moving on. So, Max Verstappen has more points this season than Haas has in its entire history as an F1 team. Max has 331 points, while Haas has 270 points. That's rough.
Yeah, and that's in total. That's not even this season. That's in total. Their total number of F1 points.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Ollie Berman will give them some more points if he sticks with Haas.
Knowing how their car drives.
Okay, moving on.
Anyways.
That's the truth. Like, I could say it could be any one of the McLaren boys. I'm gonna be honest. Like, and I could not tell you which one because Oscar's doing his own thing, which good for him. He needs to. But then there's Lando. So I'm just like, and I don't mind if either of them win either. But also, it's just like, I don't know. Don't get me started. There'll probably most likely be a Mercedes probably up there too. Maybe. I don't know. It's like it's been such like different podiums. Like my guess is it could either be a Mercedes, it could be a Red Bull, which would be Max. So it could be Max, one of the Mercedes boys, or Charles. But I'm including both McLarens because I generally don't know who could. I would say Carlos, but I don't know. I just don't know about him. Even though I love him with all my heart. I just don't know.
Well, I'll give you my podium prediction.
Sorry, man.
I think first it will be Lando, based off of the video I saw of which F1 driver would be most likely to be an American. And Lando was at 1, so I'm gonna put Lando at 1. I'm not gonna favor a McLaren 1-2, but I will put Oscar at 3. And I think it's so hard because we've had like 3 weeks without racing. Who do I want to go with? You know what? I will put Charles at 2, but that will really depend on the upgrades or not. I'm gonna put an asterisk by my second place. That's if Mercedes upgrades don't work. If they do work, it'll be one of the Mercedes.
That's what I was like saying. I was like, I don't know if it could be the Mercedes, but like if their upgrades work, then like again, it's such a toss up because Max has been so like up and down. Like it could be him, it could not be him, just depends on the weekend. So I guess we'll see. And just Charles, because he's been in the middle every time, or at the top, or at the bottom. That's my prediction. Yell at me in the comments, okay? To rate our point. So like I've been saying the past weeks, the Vikings. Any game that they're playing, I suggest watching because they've been playing so good. They're 5-0, which is really good. The Lions have been doing good, but then again, they just lost a player. So I guess we'll see what happens. Because I have heard he's like the backbone for the Lions. So I guess we'll see how they play.
Really good.
But that's another reason why I suggest watching the game. So that's all I got because I don't have a brain that's working.
Alright,
no sleep.
So I am gonna highlight the COTA GP. I feel like that could be something that you should watch, just like knowing how most Americans aren't really into F1. You should definitely give it a try. I watched one race and I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm gonna keep watching this. It's actually really cool because my first race actually that I watched was Australia this year, where Max had his issues with his car, and then Carlos won. So that was fun. Fun time. That's how I got into F1.
Yeah.
I also have Bayern and Stuttgart playing again. Another good match for Bayern. I am feeling a little deprived because I haven't really seen Bayern play this season, and I feel bad, so I'm highlighting it, even though it might not be that good of a game to watch. And then my final pick is Liverpool and Chelsea. Again, that's a top 6 battle in the Premier League, so I gotta highlight it. All right.
All good games.
Well, that brings us to closing.
Okay. All right. Please give us a like, subscribe, comment, give us any ideas for our next video. Give us your best predictions for this coming weekend's race. Check out the links in our bios and put on our post notifications. Am I missing anything else?
Nope. Good job.
Yeah, okay, so
Peace.